What's up, my dude? You ready to get these real ass opinions on this new Modern Warfare? Alright, let's get it, dude. So, you're probably seeing all these videos out here, these review videos from all these different people giving their opinions on this new Modern Warfare. Listen, I've been playing Call of Duties for as long as I can remember. Got deep into the multiplayer of the first Modern Warfare when it first came out. Deep into the multiplayer in the zombies of World at War. All the way deep into that, deep into Modern Warfare 2 when it first came out, and then so on and so forth. I played literally every single one of them since all of that, you know what I'm saying? And I even played back in the days of like Call of Duty 2 and 3 and shit like that, but I didn't really get into the multiplayer until the first Modern Warfare came out, so, but I played every single one of them since then. Played a lot of Call of Duty over the years, you know what I'm saying? I don't really make a whole lot of YouTube videos on it, but I know what the hell is going on with Call of Duty, okay? So, what I will say, the first biggest thing I will say about this new Modern Warfare is it's the closest thing we've had to what I like to call a normal Call of Duty or an old school Call of Duty since fucking Black Ops 2, okay? Like, literally. And whenever I talk about old school Call of Duties, I have to clarify because, you know, fucking, like, I don't know, Advanced Warfare might be old school to some people, but, like, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the old school days of, like, first Modern Warfare, World at War, Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 1, you know, Black Ops 2, that's what I kind of consider like old school Call of Duty style, true boots on the ground, right? Not all this, oh, it's boots on the ground, but we still have wall running, or, oh, boots on the ground, but we still have this little booster, and, you know, no, that's what I'm saying about this newer Modern Warfare. It doesn't have all this extraordinary, unnecessary bullshit movements, like there's no wall running, there's no jetpacks, there's no lasers, there's none of that weird shit, you know what I mean, that they started doing after Black Ops 2. And it seemed like the first Modern Warfare, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, World at War, Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, all those had a certain feeling to them, like the movement and the how you would shoot people, like the core of the game mechanics were a certain feeling, you know what I mean? Then it went to Advanced Warfare, completely changed. Then it went to Black Ops 3, it was still weird and different. Then it was like Infinite Warfare, still weird and different. So that's what I'm saying about Modern Warfare. To some of you dudes that are like more old school style Call of Duty fans, you're going to feel that, finally, that old school feeling that you haven't felt in literal years upon years, like 5-6 years it seems like it's been since I've really felt that feeling, right? So that's one of the biggest positives of this newer Modern Warfare is it's actually truly finally an old school feeling Call of Duty. So basically, in a nutshell, this new Modern Warfare is the best, worst Call of Duty I've played in a long time, right? Which is going to sound really weird, but there's a lot of really positive things to it, but there's also like 3 or 4 just completely game-breaking, mind-numbingly terrible things about it that I'm just like so confused on how they were so off on that it can definitely kill the whole experience, but the core of it and the gunplay is really solid. But the problem is the goddamn maps. They're terrible. They're terrible. Some of the worst maps I've ever seen in any Call of Duty ever before. Like, I don't know what they were thinking with the map design, but not only that, but also the footsteps are just insanity loud. Like, I think this is the loudest footsteps we've ever had in any Call of Duty before. Seriously, like, what the hell are they doing with the footsteps? I mean, it's insanity. Like, the footsteps are so loud that it's actually annoying. Like, you're literally hearing every single person on the entire map, the entire match. Like, when they're all the way across the map, it's fucking insane. It's like, what the hell is going on? Like, footsteps are way too loud. You feel like you can barely even move, and everybody and their grandmother's going to hear you from across the countryside. Like, it's insane. You feel like you don't even want to move. It's certainly one of those things where it's like, if you don't move and you stay in one stationary position and aim down sights, you're going to kill people way more than get killed, you know what I mean? Because the more you run around and move around, especially in free-for-all and team deathmatch, you've got to play the game so slow, and I'm talking slower than normal, like old-school Call of Duty boots on the ground slow. This is super, super slow how they got this going on here. So I just think they need to lower the footsteps by like literally 200%. I don't know if this adds up. I don't know what the hell I'm thinking in my head, but like the footsteps need to be at least 1/4 of how loud they are right now or less. I mean, it's just so beyond me how different it makes the game when the footsteps are that loud. And that's something they can do with updates. You know, they can do the footsteps lower, and I think they will do that in the first update, lower the sounds of the footsteps. Things like, you know, claymores being really probably too strong for an equipment that you have from the very beginning. I don't really know why they did that, having claymores literally unlocked from like level fucking 1 or 5 or whatever. Like typically you don't get claymores until way later on in the levels, so they're not that big of a problem. But now, if you want to run claymores, you can run claymores from right off the bat. And there's so many different little like perks and field orders and things like that that can make you basically have unlimited equipment. I mean, there's a field order that replenishes your equipment every 30 seconds without even doing anything. And then there's another field order that lets you spawn with 2 lethals from the jump, okay? Then you've got a scavenger, another scavenger perk, and then you've got a field order perk that puts down ammunition and equipment and shit like that you can pick up. So you could literally have like 5 claymores at any given second. I mean, you're never going to run out of claymores. Like, there's so many things that can replenish your claymores and shit like that over and over and over and over and over again. And it just creates this really annoying, like, the claymores are too strong, first of all. Like, I honestly think a claymore is one of those things where you basically got to run right into it. That's the way it should be. It should be almost kind of how the grenades are. Like, you almost have to have a grenade right under somebody's feet to get the kill for it, you know? Really small blast radius. A claymore, to me, really should be more of a, like, it'll damage them if they run beside it, and it kind of warns you that they're there. You know what I mean? It's like a warning and then a little bit of damage. But if they run directly over it, then it'll blow up and kill them. But you don't want it to be where, you know, you got the claymore over here where they can't even see it, way over here on the side of this doorway. They don't even run directly into it, and it blows up and kills them instantly. And you've got 5 other claymores sitting in your back pocket, and you got them on level 1 and 2 or 5 or whatever the hell. I think you get claymores from the very beginning. It's like one of the first equipments. I literally think claymores is the first, like, lethal that you have in the game. Literally, bro. Literally. If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty for sure that's what it is. The maps are so shitty, and I've never seen so much, like, spawn camping, spawn trapping, spawn killing because of the way the maps are designed. You know what I'm saying? They're so, like, I don't even actually know how to explain it. I don't even know. You just have to play the game to know what I'm talking about. But like especially when you're playing free for all or team deathmatch, oh my god, it's just ridiculous the amount of spawn trapping. It's just too congested. There's too many buildings, too many windows, too many corridors, too much structural bullshit. We need more open, like, fields and fucking trees and hills and mountains and something like that. You know what I mean? I'm tired of constantly feeling like I'm fighting in a building or shooting somebody in a window, or there's too much structural buildings in this game, map design wise. And then it makes every single map almost feel the same, because every map just feels like you're in another variation of a city or a town or a building or a brick wall or some shit. You know what I mean? Like, where's the beach map at? Where's Overgrown? Where's, like, Afghan? I don't see any maps that have that sort of vibe to them, that more natural vibe, you know? But what I will say is, one of the weird things about it is even though it's like one of the most normal old school style Call of Duties, it's like, you know, going back to the good old days, one of the most, you know, normal non-change type Call of Duty. In the same token, it's also one of the most different Call of Duties in a certain way too, right? So what makes it that way is, and this is kind of funny because it's like Call of Duty doesn't even really know what the hell it is anymore, because you can tell with Modern Warfare, because it's basically like a combination of like Call of Duty, Battlefield, and I don't know, like Rainbow Six Siege, basically. That's kind of like what this new Modern Warfare is, like a combination of all three of those games. So even though the like movements, the walking around, the gunplay of the game is, you know, like the old school original Call of Duty experience that you had back in the original Modern Warfare and all that kind of shit, it's still very different in the sense of now the guns have the projectile bullets instead of the laser whatever the fuck they used to have, where you could shoot somebody across the map. There was used to be literally 0 bullet drop. The way the bullets would hit people were a lot different. So now that they actually have projectile bullets, it makes the shooting a lot different, even on a small map, because of the projectile bullets. It actually takes them a certain amount of time to get where they're going. You know, you got all this like next level layer bullet velocity. A lot of the guns have way more recoil in Modern Warfare than they've had in previous games, so you can't just like, you know, shoot an assault rifle full auto from across the map and just laser people like you could in like Modern Warfare 2 and you know, like Advanced Warfare. You guys remember the BAL, right? You don't have any really of that kind of bullshit, which is cool. I really like that about the game. I like how, like, assault rifles in this new Modern Warfare are really mid-range weapons, what they're supposed to be, right? So, like, if you have a shotgun, SMG, a close-up weapon, you're going to outclass people with an assault rifle 9 times out of 10. And if you have a long-range weapon at a long range, you're going to outclass assault rifles 9 times out of 10. I can't tell you how annoying that was back in the days of Advanced Warfare and like Modern Warfare 2, people lasering you all the way across the map full auto with an assault rifle. It was like assault rifles could literally do everything, and they were the best at everything, it seemed like. But now it plays on that each individual weapon really has its place. It really has its own thing. But like, you'll notice that right away. When you start like shooting at somebody from a mid to long range full auto with an assault rifle, like, you got to actually control the kick. You got to be doing some burst fire action. And there's actually like a little bit of smoke if you don't have one of the like muzzle attachments or whatever the fuck it is. There's actually like smoke that comes out of the gun barrel while you're shooting, and the kick and the bullet projectile and all this new stuff. It makes it a lot more realistic, a lot harder to just laser kill people really quick. You know, it's even though it's, like I say, one of the most normal old school Call of Duties we've had in 6-7 years, it's still very different in the way that you know, shoot the guns and kill people and all that kind of stuff. It is different still, but I would say that's the best part to this new Modern Warfare period, is the gameplay itself, is the gunplay itself. That is the best part of the game. Hands down, by far, the best part is just the gameplay itself. You can tell they put a lot of effort, mainly all of their effort seems to have went in the gameplay itself. The gun-on-gun actual shooting mechanics and combat of the game, right? And each one of the weapons seem to have their own style again, their own feeling again, their own kind of flair again, which we've sort of lost in the previous years of every assault rifle kind of feeling the same, every SMG kind of feeling the same. You know, now they kind of have their own personalities again, because you got this realistic, visceral, like louder sounds, more kick on certain weapons, less kick on other weapons. You've got like grenades are louder. You can reload while you're aiming down sights. You know, you can mount your gun up on the side of a wall and do all this type of shit like you're playing Rainbow Six Siege or something. You know, you can do all these little things. So, but once you get on like the bigger maps, you know, the 20v20, 40v40, huge maps and shit like that, that's when it starts to kind of really feel more like a battlefield, because then the bullet drop really becomes effective over a long range. Gets really hard to shoot people with a fully automatic weapon from a long range. Even the snipers start getting bullet drop at a long range. So you got, you know, it's kind of weird, because it's like when you're playing on a smaller map, like a TDM 6v6 or a free-for-all or whatever, it's pretty much like trying to be like a standard Call of Duty game, right? But then you get on the bigger maps and all of a sudden it's Battlefield. Then you get on like one of the more objective, smaller game modes and shit. Then it's Rainbow Six Siege. So it's like this bizarre combination of all three games, but the gunplay is there. The gunplay is good. You know, you can feel the skill. You're not going to be able to hop in this game and just whoop ass right away. You're not. And it doesn't really feel like any gun is like just overly, it's not like everybody's using the same gun, everybody's using the bow, it's not like that anymore. Because you can do well with a lot of different things because they all have their own place now, right? And so, and not only that, but all of the gunsmith being able to change every little thing about, especially the assault rifles. Like, you can get an M4, right? Make the barrel shorter, and then it's like an SMG M4. Then you can, like, change the stock, put, like, an M16 stock on it, and then make it more like an M16, right? And then you can put all different kinds of muzzle attachments, like 7, 8 different kind of things you can put on the end of the barrel. You can change the barrel. You can change the grips. You can change the under the barrel. You can change the optics. You know, you really can adjust, and it changes everything, and there's positives and negatives to everything. So, like, you could have a weapon completely modified. Every single attachment you could think, like a grip, a underbarrel grip, whatever, a different stock, a sight, whatever. You could have 5 different attachments on it, and it doesn't necessarily mean it's better than the default stock weapon, because every single attachment you put on it, it's going to create a new negative. So, like, if you put a whatever, like a grip on it, then it might be better stabilization for the recoil, but it's going to be like slower movement. Or if you put a certain sight on it, it might be better because it's got an actual sight on it, but it may be slower aim down sights, you know. So there's always a negative to every attachment you put on it, so you never just feel like, oh, well, now that I've unlocked all the attachments, let me put all these attachments on it, and it's just all positives. It's got this very cool positives and negatives to every attachment to every weapon. And you can change so much about every weapon. You know, you can turn an AK-47 into the 47U or whatever that, you know, the shorter AK. You can do all kinds of shit. You know what I mean? You do all kinds of shit, boys. There's a lot going on. You can do different magazines, different everything. But yeah, it's just the standard, like, Call of Duty. You know what I mean? Real boots on the ground, a lot slower movement. It's a lot of that. You got to think ahead versus think after you see somebody. Now it's more like you're thinking before you see somebody, like it used to be back in the day. You know, you really got to read the map. You got to be like, okay, is this dude going to come around this corner versus, oh, he can just jetpack over my fucking head every 5 seconds. Like, there's more of an actual combat skill to the game, you know, map recognition skill. You got to really know what you're doing. And honestly, the time to kill, I really don't think it's that bad. It is a little bit, like, quicker, but really it's not, because when you start talking, it's like they try to make the game work for all the different kind of maps and things that's going on. So on the bigger maps, you know, it's not going to feel like the time to kill is that quicker, because you're going to be shooting people at way further ranges. Less of your bullets are going to be hitting. It's going to be at way longer of a range. Typically, you're going to have way more bullet drops. So that time to kill is only going to seem quick if you're like point blank with people, you know, if you're free for all, point blank, shit like that. So it's really not that bad. So we go from Call of Duty Black Ops 4, right, which had the multiplayer, it had the zombies, full-blown zombies, and it also had a battle royale, full battle royale map, okay? Then we get to Call of Duty Modern Warfare, and it has multiplayer, a campaign, and Spec Ops. So it has no zombies, no battle royale, and it can kind of give it a little bit of a feeling of emptiness when you go from a game that has, you know, full-blown zombies and full-blown battle royale and multiplayer, right? It's like there's kind of always something to do in Black Ops 4, but now you're kind of feeling like something's missing. You're feeling like, where's the Battle Royale mode? And I know there's a lot of people out there like, we're tired of Battle Royales. Everybody's tired of Battle Royales. We don't want Battle Royales anymore. I think that's just a fucking fad. Some of you dudes saying that shit that are like, I think you're just trying to sound cool. You're trying to sound like, well, I don't like Battle Royales anymore because I'm over Fortnite or whatever the fuck. I feel like it's just so, it's so beyond me. It's such a massive game mode, such a massive community driven. You play with your buddies. You got 4 buddies on a Battle Royale, and it would just fit so perfectly in this game. Like, hell, they've already got the vehicles and the bullet drop and the bigger maps and the bigger player counts on the ground war. I mean, literally all you would have to do is slap in the game mode itself on one of the ground war maps, or like put 2 of the ground war maps together and boom, you basically have a Battle Royale. It's just so weird that they didn't have it in this game just after having it in Black Ops 4. Like, it really does kind of feel like there's a chunk bitten out of this game content-wise. Because let's just be honest. When it comes to a campaign in a Call of Duty, you're going to play it one time, maybe. When it comes to Spec Ops in a Call of Duty, you're going to play through it one time, maybe. And that's really all there is to it. So yeah, that's some of the heavy hitter things. But the biggest thing about it is the gameplay feels old school and feels tight and feels sharpened and feels pretty good, man. It feels solid. What you're actually doing in the game, shooting other people, the fucking gameplay of the game feels solid. You know what I mean? The kill streaks are old school. They're pretty standard. They're not like crazy strong kill streaks, but they're also not crazy, like stupid, weak pointless kill streaks. They don't take 10 decades to get. So, like, but it's not like, you know, a specialist and you get these random auto kill 5 people just after 30 or whatever, however long it takes to get your little specialist weapon or whatever that bullshit, you know, you get that like one-shot pistol and you get all this other dumb shit. There's none of that, really. There's none of that, like, handicap, make you feel good for doing absolutely nothing. If you want to get a kill streak, you got to get some kills. You know, if you want to get some extra powerful, extraordinary thing, you got to get some kills. And that's the way it's always been in Call of Duty. That's the way it always should be. That's why it's rewarding. You shouldn't get this one-shot pistol just for simply being in the game for, you know, 5 minutes. That's fucking retarded. Specialists are retarded. Don't ever bring them back into this game. There should not be any sort of freebie insta-kill weapon or freebie whatever the fuck. There shouldn't be any of that. So when it comes to the perks, they're pretty standard, you know? Like, the weapons, the perks, the attachments, the kill streaks, the movement, all of that stuff is pretty standard. You know what I mean? It's the most standard Call of Duty in that sense that we've had since Black Ops 2. Literally. Since Black Ops 2, dog. Now, when it comes to the snipers, they're a little bit weird and different because they tried to kind of balance it out to where it's more like Battlefield sniper, so it's going to be a lot slower aim down sights. You're going to feel like you're holding this bulky 50 cal regardless of what kind of sniper you have. So it kind of has that feeling to it a little bit. So you're not going to have that feeling of like Intervention Modern Warfare 2 or... I mean, you can quick scope in this game, but it's not really like quick scoping like what you think of in Modern Warfare 2. It's not really like that. And the reason why it's like that is because they have to make the snipers work on the big maps too. So if you had this like super fast, I mean, just imagine if you had a old school Intervention with 0 bullet drop on a ground war map that had that sort of aim down sight shit, that would be way overpowered, be way crazy. So they really have to make the snipers more of like long range only weapons, and they really have to make the SMGs and assault rifles the SMGs be more like short range weapons, assault rifles be more like mid range weapons, shotguns be more like close up range weapons, you know, that kind of vibe to everything. So that's why it's like that. So that's some of the heavy hitter things. You can open doors. There is a slide in the game. You do have a slide mechanic, but they finally smartened up and made it to where you didn't, like, you know, slip on a banana and slide all the way across the countryside and actually get a speed boost from sliding, so then everybody's just sliding all over the place. The slide doesn't even really make you any faster. It's actually a very slow slide. So you're not going to see people, you know, Michael Jackson backwards moonwalking, scooting around everywhere. Like, you're not going to really see people sliding, because it's not really like it's not a crutch or an exploit, you know. So the only time you're really going to slide is very rare occasions where you're getting shot and you're already basically around the corner, but then you just slide a little bit. It's cool how it's got that more, kind of goes for more of a realistic feel, but it still keeps the Call of Duty feel to it. It's cool how they did that, you know. This was the game I was expecting. This kind of game is what I was expecting after Ghost, or in place of Ghost. You know what I mean? I would have expected this sort of Call of Duty, but instead they go down this whole different random rabbit hole of Advanced Warfare, Infinite Warfare, Specialist in the Black Ops, and wall running in the Black Ops, and they went this whole other side direction, tried to change the game too much, and now what they're doing is they're basically keeping the core of the game the same, like the movement. Basically the gunplay is pretty similar to the way it's always been. The standard gameplay, the core of the game is the same as what it's always been in Call of Duties. You know what I mean? The core of the game. That's what they've kept the same, and then they've changed other things like bigger maps, vehicles, you know, more kick to the weapons. They've changed other things, but the core is what you expect in an old school Call of Duty game. Right? Whereas, like, with Advanced Warfare, Infinite Warfare, some of the Black Ops games, they were changing the core. The literal core of the game was getting completely warped and changed, and then it didn't even feel like Call of Duty at all anymore. But now, this actually feels like a Call of Duty. This feels like a cool next level, like more realistic Call of Duty or something like that. So it gives it a really cool feeling. But anyways, 8 overall. Had the potential to be a 10 if the maps would have been better and they would have had a Battle Royale. But other than that, 8 overall, and yeah, it's kind of my opinion on it. So definitely let me know down in the comments what you guys think. I know this video is long as hell, but there's a lot to go through when you played all the Call of Duties that I have and you know what the hell is going on. Pretty solid Call of Duty, man. Like, it really is. I was impressed with the gameplay of it, you know, the gun-on-gun combat. She's fucking sharp in this game, dude. It's solid. There's a skill to it. There's a skill gap to it. There's a replayability to it. You know, you got to learn the game. You're going to get your ass whooped in this game when you first start playing it because of the skill gap of it, you know. You can't just be like a Johnny PP, you know, Johnny PP pants with your fully automatic laser assault rifle or literal laser like what they had in Advanced Warfare and just kill everybody. It doesn't work like that. You can't just throw the bow on there real quick with a grip and a red dot and just whoop ass on everybody. You can't do that. It doesn't work like that, you know? So it's got this cool balance to the game, you know? So either way, appreciate you guys watching all the videos. Later, dude.